Not long ago, I went to Zhangjiajie in China for holiday. I wanted to make some video of me doing taolu forms behind the nice scenery. But it was either raining or there were too much people. An interesting thing about standing at a tall place looking far is that it makes you think. You start to think about a lot of things. In my case, I was thinking about martial art, Wushu.
Sometimes I wonder, what does it mean to be studying in Chinese martial art in this time and era? But for self-defense, there are other martial art as well.
Sometimes, I think traditional Wushu taolu is like a game of broken telephone. One person whispers a message into someone's ear, the next person passes it on, then the next. And 10 minutes later, Meet Me at the Restaurant has somehow become Attack the Dragon with a watermelon. Sometimes, I wonder if that's what happened to traditional Wushu forms. This form was passed to me by my senior, who learned it from our master, who learned it from our Grandmaster. And if we compare us side by side, the movements are almost identical. The problem is, I'm not entirely sure we are thinking the same thing, which raises an uncomfortable question. What exactly is a taolu for? Ask 10 martial artists and you'll get 11 answers. Some say it's for building strength. Some say it's for developing structure. Some say it's a catalog of fighting techniques. And some say, don't ask questions, just do the form. Meanwhile, modern Wushu competitions seems to have answered the questions completely. Apparently, the purpose of taolu is to do a split while flying through the air and somehow still look graceful. Don't get me wrong, those athletes are incredible. But sometimes I watch and think, if a martial artist from 100 years ago saw this, would they recognize it as a martial art? At the same time, researchers and practitioners are rediscovering old applications hidden in traditional forms. And what's interesting is that many movements people assumed were punches might actually be throws, or joint locks, or takedowns. Which means one of the two things. Either we have lost the original meaning, or the original meaning was never as obvious as we thought. For example, in this xingyi rooster form, after this punch, there is a movement with both hands opens, one higher and the other lower. So some say that this is for a punch, the upper hand is for blocking, and then the lower hand is a strike. However, if you look closely at this form, the open hand movement is actually a step back.
The application that is shown here, I think it makes more sense as a form of the taolu, is to grapple and to try to take down.
I don't believe the old masters spent years creating this form randomly. I think they had a purpose. The challenge is figuring out what that purpose was. And that's what I've been trying to do in these videos. Not to prove anyone wrong, not to claim I have found the one true answer,
but to offer one possible understanding.
Because in Chinese martial arts, there is an old idea. The highest level is formlessness. The form is only a finger pointing at the moon. The problem is, after a few generations, everyone starts arguing about a finger. So, maybe all these interpretations ain't wrong. Maybe they are different attempts to understand the same thing. This series is simply my attempt. And if you disagree, that's okay. Just don't hit me with a flying split.
To me, it's more like trying to pass on the ideology, the older generation, what was their mindset on the taolu and mindset of the style.